how are you? Hope you're well. So today I am not starting a reading vlog technically. I'm doing the intro a little bit ahead of time because last time I completely forgot to do this video. So this year I'm on track. But yes, I think the title is going to be Pride Reads for Pride Month. I'm not sure, but I am reading Pride Reads for Pride Month. I absolutely loved doing it last year. I wanted to do it again this year. I don't limit my Pride Reads to June specifically. However, I just really like making a little reading vlog of just like a bunch of little gay love stories. So that is what we're doing. Last year, I'm pretty sure I almost exclusively did sapphic reads. So this year, I thought I would do exclusively gay reads, male loving male relationships. So that is the theme for this year, and then next year I'll probably just do anything by ace, trans, whatever. So we'll see. But this year we're doing boys. I'm not going to tell you what book I'm reading until I've started it. I do have 4 planned. I'm very excited for 3 of those. I'm scared for 1 of those. It's going to be a really, really fun journey. I am very excited to be doing this, and in general, I'm just very excited to be doing this. I'm probably only going to start reading the books in a few weeks. We're still a little bit farther from Pride Month, so I just wanted to get the intro out of the way. So the next time you see me, I will be starting one of the books, and I hope you enjoy. One of the books I'm reading is a very, very, very well-loved book. That's the one that I'm scared for, and I think it's gonna make me cry. I think it's a very emotional book, so I'm excited for that one. I might do that one first to kind of like get it out the way and then read all the fluffy little romances. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I hope you enjoy Pride Month with me. Hi, happy Pride Month. So we're starting a book that I'm terrified of, and that book is The Song of Achilles. I feel like everyone and their mother knows that this book is well loved, very popular, and proclaimed to be very, very, very good. The only thing I know about it is that it is Grecian inspired, I think, and it's about Achilles, and I'm very, very certain that it is LGBTQ+ in the sense that it's a man-loving man relationship. I could be completely wrong though. I've never read the back of the book. I've never taken any interest in it. I've just like heard a little bit from the people that do love this book. And the reason that I'm picking this up actually is because I've heard so many good things about this book, and I want to know, like, it was kind of like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Like when I picked that up, it's like I have no interest in it, but everyone raves about it so much that I kind of just have to see for myself why, you know? And then I thought for this video it could be fun because I know it's a very well loved book. And then in addition to that, I'm very certain that it is a man loving man relationship. And for this Pride video, last year I did fully sapphic, so I thought this year it'd be fun to like switch it up and only do gay relationships. So yeah, I just thought this would be the perfect book for that, and I'm honestly not at all excited to start it. I'm very nervous. I've heard it's very emotional. So many people are like, this book broke me. I was sobbing. So I'm very, very, very scared. I don't know if this is true, and these are gonna be spoiler free. So I haven't checked this, but my gut is telling me it's not going to be a happy ending because it's about Achilles, and we know what happened to Achilles. I feel like this is kind of like a common knowledge type of thing. So I'm very nervous to start this. I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay, but I guess we'll find out. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish an audiobook that I'm in the middle of right now, and then I'm gonna start it in a few days. So very nervous. Wish me luck. I will check back in once I have finished and let you know what I think. I consider doing a beginning, middle, and end for each book that I'm doing, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll just do a beginning and end update. Hopefully by the end of this I know why it's so popular, why people rave about it, and hopefully I agree with those sentiments because I do want to like this book. I'm scared of it, but I do want to like it. I'm going in with a very open mind, and like I said, my little gut is telling me that this is gonna be kind of painful. So at least if I'm correct and it is painful, I am ready. But wish me luck regardless, and I'll see you when I'm done. Hi, how are you? I finished the Song of Achilles and I'm confused. I'm really confused. So I've sat on this for a few days at this point, maybe 3 or 4. I still kind of am conflicted about how I feel. I gave this 3 stars because the first 75% was boring. It was so boring. I wanted to DNF it at multiple points. The only reason I didn't is because I'm only reading 3 books for this video, so I didn't want to DNF one of them. And I was originally going to, within the first 75%, I was like, there's no way this will be more than 2 stars. There's absolutely no way. And then the last 20% hit, and that part was super emotional and heart-wrenching. I ended up, despite the fact that I did not care about these characters at all, ended up crying and really just feeling so sad for everything that happened at the end of this book. So that is why I'm very confused on how I feel about this, and I ended up giving it a 3 because the last 20% is like a 4-star, but the first 75% is like a 1.5 to 2. So I felt like 3 is kind of just middle of the row for it, but I don't know how I feel. I read some of the reviews and someone said it feels like the first 70% is a prologue for the last 30% of the book, and I definitely do agree with that. It was just so boring and it was just 2 boys in a mountain, honestly, and it was boring for so much of it, and I really wish that the author maybe just went a little bit differently about writing this and actually made that first part a bit shorter, maybe made it 30 to 40% and had more action. But, you know, the ending was great. Like, that last 25%, truly magnificent, and that part made me understand why this book is so well loved. However, for me, that 20% did not make up for the 70% of just nothing. That being said, though, the one thing that I will give this book credit for is the writing is so beautiful, and I can appreciate the book for what it is, especially the fact that, again, the prose is just, I don't even really know how to describe it because it wasn't written in a flowery kind of way. It was just beautifully done, and obviously it's been a couple days and my memory is really bad, so I don't even really remember what stood out to me about it. I just know I thought it was beautiful. So those are kind of my thoughts. Kind of a disappointing read, and I'm a little upset by it, but you know. So the next book that I will be picking up for Pride Month is, so this is Ever After. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm picking this up because this cover is absolutely stunning. The pink, the purple, the blue. Boys, look at them. Beautiful cover. I love it. So, don't know what it's about. I did check on Storygraph and it does say LGBTQ, so I'm assuming that's them. If not, this video is going to take an interesting turn, but I'm pretty sure that this is LGBTQ and these are the love interests. And that's really all that I know. I read the back, don't remember what it said. Something along the lines of this guy is king of a kingdom and he doesn't want to be the king. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very excited to start this. I've been wanting to read this for a while. This book is the reason why I decided this year to make my Pride video about gay couples instead of sapphic couples. So I'm very excited. My hopes are very, very high for the 3rd book as well. Like, these 2 I'm like so excited for. I've been wanting to read them for a while. But yes, and then the last thing before I go and start this beautiful book is look at the pages. Look at that text. That is giant text. We love giant text. Hi, welcome back. I have officially finished So This Is Ever After. So what did I think of this beautiful book? Because just look at it. Look at it, it's so pretty. Anyway, what did I think? I ended up giving it a 3.5 stars. I was hoping for it to be a bit higher, but it was just kind of like a weird read for me. One thing for me personally was that the writing style was very weird. It felt like it was written for the younger side of YA, and it was definitely like kind of quirky, a little bit edgy, whatever. But then also simultaneously, there were a lot of mature topics that were talked about, mentioned. It was kind of gory, especially at the beginning in the first chapter or 2. Swore a lot, like fucks and shits tits and bitches and everything just like thrown around on like every other page. And then lots of talk about boners, which I don't know, like it's just weird because it feels like it's written for a younger person, but then the actual like way the characters speak and what they speak about is kind of like, so that felt weird to me, and I couldn't really figure out the book because of that, which was kind of annoying. And then I also found the description of the environment to be kind of lacking for a lot of it. For example, the castle, there are minimal descriptions aside from like the garden and the library and one bedroom, I think maybe, but like the environment isn't described at all. Even sometimes like clothes were described pretty okay, but it was still kind of hard to envision it, and in general like descriptions were just lacking in my opinion, and I was struggling with that a little bit, but I did enjoy the book still. Like it was a fun read. There's a ton of miscommunication in this book, and by a ton I mean literally this entire book is about these two not talking to each other. Like genuinely so much miscommunication. Normally that would have driven me insane. However, I read reviews when I was on like chapter 1 or 2, so I knew that was coming, and because I knew that was coming, it didn't bother me as much because I was just like, oh, this is what they were talking about, okay. Like I was mentally prepped for it, if that makes sense. But after a point, even I started to get frustrated at like the 60 to 80% mark. I was like, oh my god, you're kidding me, right? And gonna be very honest with you, does not get solved until like the very end. So it got old quickly, even for me who was expecting it, which was kind of frustrating. But like I said, I did enjoy it overall. It was a really fun, light-hearted read. This is a great book for like in between heavier books if you just need to like take a break and honestly turn off your brain a little bit. And again, the cover is stunning. The back is stunning. This is enough reason to pick it up in my opinion. So that being said, the audiobook didn't become available while I was reading this from my library. It became available literally an hour before I finished it, but I did listen to a little bit of it. So I borrowed it, I listened to the first chapter, the lost chapter, and then I returned it so someone else can listen to it. And I do have to say, with the writing style, I do think that the audio flows a lot better. The narrator does it very well, and like the quirkiness kind of is like subdued because it just kind of sounds like that's how someone speaks. So great book. I think I would recommend the audio over the physical or ebook though, so take that into consideration if you will. And then one thing in general that doesn't really have anything to do with this book though is this book's experience was made a lot better by an outside factor, which might sound silly as I'm telling the story now that I'm thinking about it, but anyway, my boyfriend and I actually went to a Hozier concert as I was reading this and starting the next book after this. And one, Hozier, phenomenal, like one of the greatest concerts ever. If you have the chance to go, you definitely have to go. He's wonderful live. But it was really fun because he sang Take Me to Church live, which thank goodness, because I was telling my boyfriend, like, if he does not sing Take Me to Church, I might just end it, because what even is the point of going to his concert if he doesn't sing Take Me to Church, you know? But it was really fun because before the concert started, my section and the section like right next to me, someone handed out these little hearts, and each row had a different color, and it basically says to light up, so put your phone light right here, and then during Take Me to Church, like put this on your phone flashlight and hold it up. So what happened was we did that, and then we looked back to the section right next to us, and it ended up like lighting up as the pride flag, which was really, really cool. And it was super fun to like be a part of that and not just like witness it, but like being in the section that is doing that, because my section also did it. It was really, really fun because it was just like a fan that handed these out. It wasn't like something that Hozier had planned. And then the way he sang Take Me to Church was like very angry, and the entire place, all of the audience was like screaming it with him, and it was just such like a monumental, like formative experience. And then like having that experience whilst reading a bunch of books about LGBTQ couples, and like some of them do touch on like the inequality and stuff like that, just like a tiny little bit and stuff. It was just like such like a perfectly coincidentally timed experience, and I don't know, like that was one of my favorite concert moments ever. it was so good and fun and exciting. So it was just overall like a really cool experience to like have that. And then afterwards he went on like probably a 5-minute speech about everything, like literally every inequality ever. He went on it, and I think he does this at every show, so you could probably like go on TikTok and search for it. He goes on a speech right before Nina cried power. That's the song. So if you want to hear the speech, you can like search that on YouTube or TikTok and it'll probably come up. But overall, it was just such like a fun experience, especially having gone whilst reading this and then the next book in this video. It was just like, I don't know, it was so wonderful, and these little hearts really just like cherry on top of the cake. I'm gonna keep it forever. So that was fun, that was great, that was wonderful, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about this book. So on to the next one, I guess. I actually finished the next book in this series before I got the chance to film an intro. Not on purpose. So I borrowed the ebook from the library and I was intent on physically reading it. And then I got to like the 40-50-ish% mark and I kind of just got a little bit bored with it. Like it wasn't flowing and I could feel myself kind of like fading in terms of like wanting to read and everything. I decided to pick up the audiobook instead. It was a very short wait, or no wait at all, I think. So I didn't mean to finish it, but I'm here with the wrap up already, so sorry. But the next book that I read for this video is Out of the Blue by Jason June, and it's basically a gay Little Mermaid retelling. Very far-fetched from it, but it is kind of. And when I say I just finished it, I mean I finished it 20 minutes ago. Like I finished it, I did my makeup, and then I came and sat down to film. So my thoughts are very fresh. I don't have a rating yet. I usually take a couple hours, if not a day, before deciding on a rating. So I'm gonna put the official rating. That's what it is. What did I think of it? I don't know. At the beginning, I really liked it. I thought it was super cute. I was super intrigued by it because of the cover. It was kind of like So This Is Ever After, where I looked at the cover and I just fell in love with it and I just needed to read it because that cover was just calling me. And I mean, you saw the cover, it's adorable. I really liked it at the beginning, and then it kind of just fell off for me a little bit. Like I said, it kind of got boring. I don't really know exactly what happened. I just know that it did fall off for me a bit and I got bored, and so I decided, like I said, to switch to the audiobook, which good audiobook. I recommend either. I wasn't a fan of the narrators, to be very honest with you. However, the actual audiobook is done well, so it's like both are fine, you know? And then nearing the end, I started to like it a bit more. My only problem with it, really, aside from the fact that it just kind of fell off for me personally, which that could be a personal thing, you know? The ending was not what I expected at all. And it's not a bad ending at all, but it's not the ending that I wanted. And I'm really struggling to like that book because of it. And obviously this is spoiler free, so I'm not going to say what the ending is. I will leave it in the description box. I'll like say what it is in case you have no inclination of picking it up, or if you've read it but need a reminder or something, but I'm not gonna say it here. The ending like kind of just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, and like it's one of those things where it's like, if I'd known this is how the book ended, I'm not even sure I would have picked it up to begin with. It's not the ending that I was looking for. Kind of mad, kind of sad. I'm just, in general, like, it ruined the experience for me a little bit. It's not a bad ending. Like, this isn't one of those endings where it's like, oh, what was the author thinking? This is such a terrible ending, blah, 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 blah. It's just, I didn't like it, so it is a me thing, definitely. But I didn't like it, and that kind of ruined the experience for me a little bit. When I started reading this, I genuinely thought it'd be a 5-star. And like I said, now it kind of just feels closer to being 3. You know, because it fell off and now the ending and stuff, and that's just like such a shame because I was fully anticipating on loving this. It's still a cute story, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone who wants to read it. Like, maybe you won't feel the same way that I did about the ending or not, but it's still a cute story worth reading. And if you don't like it, sorry, I guess. Like I said, this is very fresh, so these complaints are like you know, like I just finished it, so obviously it's a bit more fresh, and if I'd waited to do this, I probably would have felt a bit differently. However, it's a good book. It was fun, it was quirky, it was light-hearted for the most part. Again, this is definitely like, I can see this book being something people binge pretty quickly. I think it's a wonderful beach read. I mean, it's about mer people, so obviously it's great for beaches and pools. Summer, beachy, poolside, like definitely that type of vibe. It's a bit long. It's close to 400 pages, which I think it could have been cut down a little bit. And there were some parts where I thought the characters were a bit brassy, but like, I don't know, like it didn't feel inauthentic. Like it was just like, yeah, I could see them acting this way. The romance between the two main characters was very, very cute. I enjoyed it. I do have to say I really loved the inclusivity of this book, because I picked this up just assuming that it was like a gay romance. Like I didn't really think anything of it that much, but there's a ton of like non-binary characters, there's bi characters, gay. It's just overall very, very inclusive, and I really appreciated that part of the story because, I don't know, it was like a nice surprise. It was just a nice surprise, and I appreciated it. I'm sure anyone who picks up this book would appreciate the inclusivity of all the characters, and it was really nice. Overall, the ending was a disappointment to me, and I'm still upset about it, and it's definitely affecting my numerical rating for this book. However, I would still recommend it, and I don't think it's a bad book at all. It's just the ending wasn't what I wanted, and that's okay. I'm sure there's people out there that definitely agree with me on that, and then I'm sure there's a lot of people that thought it ended the way that it needed to end. I do think that for the characters, the ending was right for all of the characters involved. It's just not what I wanted. You know, if you read specifically Out of the Blue, let me know what you thought of the ending, because I want to know if other people agree with me or if I'm kind of just being a bit sensitive, I guess. I don't know. If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.